Hey guys, how you going? Metal here. Today we're going to look at shiny hunting through the PokeRadar method in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And it is an insane method to get as many shiny Pokemon as you possibly can. And it's a great way to get the entire line of a Pokemon as well. For example, getting both the Cubone and the Marowak within the same hunt. Now, once you defeat the Elite Four and Cynthia, what you need to do is you need to see, not catch, but see all 151 Pokemon within the Sinnoh Dex. Once you've seen them all, head back to Sandgem Town and talk to Professor Rowan. Now, Professor Oak is going to come in and he's going to give you the National Dex, and Professor Rowan is going to give you the PokeRadar. Now, after you finish that interaction, what Professor Oak tells you is to go to Raminus Park. Now, if you go there and you meet with him, what he's going to do is going to give you a Poke-Etch update where it includes the chain counter for your PokeRadar hunting. It's really, really useful and you should definitely get it. Now, there's a few other things you really need to be aware of before you start your PokeRadar hunting, because you want to make it as successful and as efficient as possible. The first thing I suggest getting is the catching charm. You can get the catching charm after you see all 151 Pokemon, which you've done anyway because you've got to do that before you can get the radar. And then you want to go into the Grand Lake Resort, which is just outside Lake Valor, and then you want to talk to one of the two directors. He's going to give you the catching charm. The catching charm makes it so when you throw a Pokeball, you've got a better chance of catching that Pokemon, which is what you need to do while you're radar hunting. And I also suggest you talk to Dawn's sister, again in Sandgem Town, because she unlocks the abilities to have swarms. Now, swarms, it just makes it so you can get rarer Pokemon, and they're a little bit easier to find, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. I also have a bunch more tips to make it as efficient and successful as possible, but I'll get to those later on to the video, but make sure you watch to the end so you can get those tips. Now, for the next part, we're going to need some money. We need those Poke Dollars. I plan on making a video about that, but if you want to see how to get as much money as possible in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, let me know down in the comments, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Now, the reason we need the Poke Dollars is because we want to buy lots of repels. I actually suggest the Super Repels because they are the most cost effective. What you also need are a bunch of balls. I really suggest the Quick Balls and the Repeat Balls because they're going to give you the best chance of catching those Pokemon. About 100 Super Repels and 100 balls are more than enough. I like to overshoot it just to be safe, but they'll definitely get the job done. Now, you definitely want to make sure that you're catching the Pokemon and not killing it, because catching the Pokemon increases the chance of your chain continuing by an extra 10%. Okay, now we're ready to start. What you want to do is find a big open patch of grass. You want to stand about right in the middle of it, and you have to register your PokeRadar. Now, I suggest that the radar is the only thing that you have registered because it makes it a lot faster. Once you're there and you've registered, put on a Super Repel and save your game. What you can do if you struggle to find the Pokemon that you're exactly looking for, or if you break your chain, you can just soft reset and restart your game, and then you save heaps of money on all the balls that you use while chaining and all the repels that you used as well. So make sure you save your game. So once you use your radar, the grass is going to start to shake. Now, what you want to do is run into the grass that is at least 4 steps away in a particular direction, up, down, left, or right. Now, if we look at this graph here, we can see that if you're going to something that is 4 steps away and you're catching the Pokemon, you have a 93% chance of that chain continuing. If you are 3 steps away, it is 83. If you're 2 steps, it is 73. If you're 1 step, it is a 63% chance. So you definitely want to go for that Pokemon that is 4 steps away. Sometimes there are multiple shaking grasses that are 4 steps away. That is fine. As long as it's 4 steps, then you make sure that you're keeping the best chance possible to be able to continue that chain. Now, once you catch that Pokemon and you go back into the overworld, what you want to do is look and listen to see if the chain continues. If you can hear that little detective sneaky music going and you can see the grass is shaking, that means the chain is continuing. But if the music stops and there's no shaky grass, then the chain is broken. Now, every time you catch something, your chain has a 7% chance to break if you're doing everything correctly. And sometimes you are doing everything correctly and it still breaks. That's just shiny hunting for you. Now, because you have 7% chance at every single step along the way, along the chain, the chance of getting all the way to a 40 chain is a 5% chance, or 1 in every 20 chains. Now, the further you go into a chain, the better chance you have of finding a shiny patch. But also note, sometimes you can run into a non-shiny patch and the Pokemon happens to be shiny. That is full odds. That is 1 in 4,096, but it is possible. Now, every step along the way, you're going to increase that chance, and if you get to a streak streak of 40, you have a 1 in 99 chance of finding a shiny Pokemon. You can also increase the chance of having higher IV Pokemon as you're chaining. If you get to a chain of 20, the random Pokemon you run into is going to have 1 maximum IV. If you get a chain of 30, you're going to have 2 maximum IVs, and a chain of 40, you're going to have 3 maximum IVs. Now, if you're somehow able to get to a chain of 100, that's not going to increase your shiny rates over 1 in 99, but you will have 5 maximum IVs on that 100th Pokemon in the chain. In the description below, I'll also put a Cerebi link, which has each step along the radar hunt and what the chances are of getting a shiny or what the IVs are going to be like at that streak as well. Another thing that you can find through radar hunting are hidden ability Pokemon. Now, the hidden ability Pokemon within the radar is very easy to spot because the grass is exploding. There's so much extra grass and so much more active while you're radar hunting. The chance of this happening is 1 in 128, and you can get a shiny Pokemon with a hidden ability as well. Now, when you're originally looking for your target, or when you get to that chain of 40 and you're looking for the shiny patch, your PokeRadar refreshes every 50 steps. So if you get to your chain of 40, you're looking for that shiny spawn, you can run around, use your PokeRadar and see if there's any shiny patches, and if there's not, continue to run around away from those patches, and then after 50 steps, use your radar again and it refreshes and you can see if there's a shiny patch. Remember that you can use your PokeRadar app within your Pokédex to keep track of your chains. Now, before you start radar chaining and basking in your army of shiny Pokemon, remember these next couple of tips, because PokeRadar hunting is a great way to get heaps of shiny Pokemon, but it can be a little bit complex and it's very easy to make a mistake, and we really want to make sure we're making this as effective as possible. Firstly, make sure only your PokeRadar is registered. If you have something else in the way, it slows you down, but you want to make sure you don't accidentally jump on your bike. If you jump on your bike, it's going to break your chain. Remember that if your chain breaks, or if you spend a long time trying to get to the ideal Pokemon and you're running into all the other ones in the route instead, you can restart your game, which saves you a lot of money on balls and saves you a lot of money on repels as well. Now, next, make sure you do not leave the route or it will break your chain. Don't do what I accidentally did at a chain of 46. God damn, I was legit gonna end stream like half an hour ago. No! No! I went into the cave! No! Why? Do not run away from your Pokemon, otherwise it will break your chain. Also, do not turn off the switch or log out of your account, because that will also break your chain. You're allowed to turn it on to sleep mode, but make sure that you don't completely shut down the switch. Swarms can make it easier to find Pokemon that are a bit rarer within that route, but keep in mind that it does not increase the chance of you getting a shiny or increase the chance of that radar chain continuing. Sometimes there's a bug, which I think is going to be fixed very shortly, where there's an invisible wall. All you have to do to fix that is to open your menu by pressing X, exiting it, and then that wall will be gone. At the moment, you can only see this during a swarm. Remember to get the catching charm. It makes it so much easier to catch those Pokemon, so you're not wasting balls or you're not risking the shiny Pokemon battling or hurting itself or anything like that. Quick balls are the best Pokeball to use because you're going to have the best chance of catching it straight away. Repeat balls are also very good too. Always catch the Pokemon that you're hunting instead of killing it, because you get an increased 10% chance of the chain continuing if you are catching it. And lastly, always go into that grass that is 4 steps away. And that's it. I hope this video was helpful, guys. If it was, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you like the video as well. Make sure you subscribe for plenty more Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl guides and walkthroughs. Thanks, everyone.